So joining us now to break this all down is Jeremy Saland. He's a former assistant district attorney in the Manhattan DA's office. Thanks for being with us tonight. So we just heard about Stormy Daniels. Clearly she is central to this case. She went into quite a lot of detail today. How do you think that's going to play?
Well, you know, she's not as central as everyone thinks because she's the reason why it all happened, the basis behind it all, and why there was that hush money in the first place. Not as much as a Michael Cohen, for example, but I think it went fairly well. They meaning the district attorney's office, try to humanize her. She came from a single mother. She did really well in school. She's an equestrian. Not to label her as some porn star and just leave it at that. So I think they started off on the right path.
You know, jury is 7 men, 5 women. So, you know, how do prosecutors have to operate with that to try to not alienate one group or the other?
Well, it's interesting you ask that because the prosecutor who handled the case in terms of the direct evidence, the People's case, was a female prosecutor. You know, not to make it some alienating guy who may not know what it's like to be a woman in this type of position. And I think they did a good job. You know, again, she explained who she was. She explained the experience. To your point, in a lot of detail that wasn't necessary. And unfortunately for Donald Trump, I don't think his team did enough to actually make the objections necessary because they asked for a mistrial, but they didn't do their job to object and object.
Which the judge himself had mentioned, right? He basically called them out for not objecting to more of her testimony, right?
Absolutely, that's correct. Yep.
Do you think that they did enough to try to discredit her, though? I mean, that's one of the things that people are wondering.
You know, it's a good question, and the discrediting of her was on its way about she wanted to make money. In fact, she did make money. She wanted to sell the story. But at the same time, again, she is not the key component here. Ultimately, the story was bad enough, if you believe the prosecution's theory, that Donald Trump wanted to silence it before the election. So that's why he did what he did. So ultimately, it's more than Michael Cohen. It's a David Pecker that's far more important if you are really paying attention as a juror and really digging deep into it, though it's sexy, literally and figuratively, to hear from her.
Right, you know, it was interesting. Donald Trump put up a post and took it down briefly this morning, basically seeming to insinuate they were surprised by her appearance on the stand today. What was that all about?
You know, I wish I could be in the mind of Donald Trump. When Donald Trump speaks or says things out of court, he says things that are so out of line and just simply incorrect. He's innocent in that courtroom until proven guilty, and if you can't take off your blue or red goggles, you shouldn't be in that jury pool. But at the same time, what he says out of the courtroom often is a colander, doesn't hold water.
Right, gotcha.
All right,
Makes
Jeremy,
sense.
we'll leave it there. Thanks for being with us tonight. We appreciate it.
All right.